I would prefer to be 200 pounds. That is my goal, to be 200 pounds, but I was not 200 pounds. I was almost 248. So I said, girl, you need to get your ass in the gym and lose some weight. Hey y'all. It's your girl Key Simone and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I posted a video like this. Honestly, it's been a while since I posted a video, but it's because your girl has been locked in since the beginning of the year doing 75 hard, and I just completed that challenge. And I have been posting weekly vlogs about my experience, but scheduling conflicts got in the way of me vlogging, and so I didn't post the last 3 weeks, but I'm finally done. I have lost up to 10 pounds and I want to tell y'all about it. So in today's video, we're going to talk about why I decided to do it in the first place, what my process was like, what was easy, what was hard, and what's up next now that I'm done. Let's get into it. So why did I decide to start 75 hard? The answer is very simple. I was overweight. Yes, I was pushing 240 pounds. And while I have always worn weight well and people did not know I was that heavy, I was that heavy and I could see that I was that heavy. My weight has always fluctuated. I have always gone in and out of working out, but I've been able to maintain myself between 215 and 220 for most of my 30s, and I'm about to be 33, so it's not that many years, but I've been able to maintain it. And even that to me was a little bit heavy. I would prefer to be 200 pounds. That is my goal, to be 200 pounds, but I was not 200 pounds. I was almost 248. So I said, girl, you need to get your ass in the gym and lose some weight. But like I've said, I have been in and out in the gym for many years. I have gone through months where I'm in the gym super heavy for like 2-3 weeks at a time, sometimes months, and then something will happen where I'll go on vacation or I'll miss a gym session and then I won't go in the gym for months again. And so my weight fluctuates. But for the past year and a half, I haven't really been working out, and I've been stressed and I've been eating and I've been gaining weight. And so I wanted to try something that would help me not just lose weight, but create a new lifestyle. I didn't want to do a crash diet. I didn't want to do a cleanse. I want to find something that I could maintain long term and create a different lifestyle when it comes to my health and my fitness. So I thought 75 hard would be a great way to do that, and I was correct. Okay, because even though 75 hard has been over for over a week and a half now, I've still been working out consistently every day. I did allow myself to eat a little bit bad because I was eating very healthy for 75 days straight, but now that I'm back at home, because I was in San Diego for work for a week, I'm going to go right back into my regimen, which I'll talk about a little bit more later. And I am genuinely super proud of myself for doing this, because when I started, I did not think I could do it. I did not think I could stick to it. And I feel like I'm just more disciplined. I am more focused. I have more energy. I'm more driven when it comes to my health and my wellness. And your girl is skinnier. I am skinnier. I'm really proud of myself for not only getting through to the end of the challenge, but also like losing the weight, because I didn't think I could do it. My goal was to lose at least 10 pounds, and that's exactly what happened. But it was very much a slow start. I was losing like 1 to 2 pounds every 2 weeks. I was not losing a lot of weight very quickly at all. And I would compare myself to other people on a similar journey and see how much weight they were losing. I'm like, why am I losing weight so slow? But I think a couple factors came into play. One, my age. I am about to be 33, so I'm a little bit older. My metabolism has never been fast at all. I've always had to work out in order to maintain weight and like lose weight. I also didn't do a very super strict diet. I wasn't counting calories because I didn't want to be hungry. And 3, I technically did 75 soft. So with 75 hard, there's a couple things that you do. So you're supposed to work out twice a day, 45 minutes each workout, 1 outside, 1 inside. I started in the dead of winter in DC, so I wasn't working out outside. I also didn't think I would be able to do 2 workouts a day. I barely thought I could do 1. So I didn't want to overpromised myself and fell at it. I really didn't believe in myself, to be honest, and I kind of regret that, because I definitely could have done more workouts a day. My schedule would have allowed me to work out twice a day if I wanted to. I just didn't think I could do it. Another thing for 75 hard is you get 10K steps in, you drink 2 liters of water, you're supposed to pick some type of diet. A lot of people count calories, again, which I didn't do, and you're supposed to read a book a month. I did everything but the 2 workouts a day, and I also did not read 1 page of a book. My plan was to read at least 1 book a month. Didn't happen. But I did everything else. And so I feel like because I did a soft version of 75 hard, I definitely lost weight a lot slower. And midway through, I had only lost like 4 or 5 pounds. I lost the bulk of my weight at the very end of the challenge. But people always say it takes a month to create a routine. It takes 2 to 3 months to see your weight loss change. And I definitely can attest that's exactly what happened. So what was my process for 75 hard, which I think everybody needs to have a process, and don't just copy someone else's process. Find a process that makes sense for you, your body, and your lifestyle, because that's how you're going to set yourself up for success. So one of the main things I did was I did work out 7 days a week. Initially, I only worked out 5 days a week. Then I increased it to 7, where Saturday and Sunday, I was just doing a hot girl walk for 30 minutes. That's when you walk on an incline of 15, speed of 3 for 30 minutes. But then I saw that I could really work out, and I really wanted to push myself. So I worked out 7 days a week for the bulk of my challenge. And I always focus on one particular body area or workout type a day. On Mondays, I would do a full body workout with a 30-minute hot girl walk. Tuesdays and Wednesdays were when I went to the office. So those workouts would be a little bit shorter because I need to give myself enough time to like go back into my apartment, shower, and then commute to work. And that was definitely a challenge. I was late a couple times. It took me a while because I'm not a morning person, but I had to become a morning person to do this challenge because I just am more efficient working out at the beginning of the day versus coming home and working out. Now, when I do 75 hard, I'll work out twice a day. So that's just going to be a thing. But a part of this journey was me becoming a morning person. So I wake up at between like 5:30 and 6 o'clock every morning to get to the. So Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I would start both workouts with a 10-minute run. And then on Tuesdays, I would do legs. And then on Wednesdays, I would do HIIT. Thursdays, I would do like target workouts. I would do arms, I would do abs, and I would do glutes. And then I also would end that with a 30-minute hot girl walk. Fridays were my favorite days because that's when I did my kettlebell workouts. And so I would do a 20-minute kettlebell with a 30-minute hot girl walk. But sometimes I would switch it out for a run just depending on like what I had going on that day. Like if I had a nail appointment or a hair appointment or a lot of work to do, I would make that workout a little bit shorter and just do the 10-minute run. I just always had to have cardio in my workout. Saturdays, I would do back, and then I do 15 to 20 minutes on the Stairmaster. I love the Stairmaster. And I also think doing the Stairmaster changed the way I was losing weight because it was just a different type of cardio. There obviously isn't a Stairmaster in any of my complex gyms because they are too tall. And so having a Stairmaster that was available to me, I definitely wanted to utilize it. And then on Sundays, I found this like really intense 30-minute step workout that literally makes me sweat half my body weight off. And I would wrap that up with a 15 to 20-minute Stairmaster workout. And so that was my routine for most of my 75 days. And I definitely could start to see a difference in my body. And I plan to keep that routine even now that it's over because it worked. Another big part of my process was obviously my diet. So if you watch my video that I posted at the beginning of the year, you know that when I started to prep for doing this challenge, I went through social media and found a whole bunch of like high protein, low calorie recipes that I could follow along with, because my issue is I didn't think I had a bad diet, but I definitely had a bad diet. I was constantly ordering things off of Uber Eats. I was eating a lot of fast food, and I would get like obsessed with something. So I'm like, I want Zaxby's every single day, or I want Wingstop every single day, or I want a big sub sandwich every single day. And I would get like hyper fixated, and I would eat those things every single day for weeks. That made me all gain weight. And I would meal prep, but I was meal prepping these insanely huge portions, which was just me overeating and not realizing it. And so when I decided to do 75 hard, I knew that my diet would be my biggest challenge because I am a foodie. I love to eat. I love to enjoy food, and I don't want to starve myself. And so I just eat what I want to eat, but I can't eat what I want to eat and be the way I want to be. That's just unrealistic. So I made the recipe book, and when I initially started this process, I was still meal prepping way too much food. My thought process was, I don't want to eat the same thing every single day and get bored of it, right? Or get overwhelmed by it. So let me create a variety of different dishes that I can just kind of choose from depending on my mood, which was good. But I was making like 4 or 5 different meals, and it was just way too much food with really, really big portions. So as the process started to go along, and as I started to really get into it, I started to kind of be able to edit my food intake and realize that I didn't have to consume as much to be full, and kind of train my stomach to say like, that's enough food for you, right? In a way that was as healthy as possible. I would meal prep every Sundays, but I also was spending way too much money meal prepping because I was buying so much food, and sometimes I wouldn't even get to all the food. And so I was definitely having to learn how to be smarter with my money, be a lot more strategic about looking to see what I have in my house before I go to the grocery store, so I'm not buying anything I didn't need, realizing what I liked, what I didn't like. I was trying meals out and like, okay, that doesn't actually do well. You can't, everything doesn't last throughout the week. Everything can't be meal prep. So you have to figure out what meals make sense, what meals are easier to cook, what meals are less expensive to cook. Sometimes I would have Trader Joe weeks where I would go to Trader Joe and just get a whole bunch of Trader Joe frozen meals and meal prep those instead. And obviously that's not necessarily the healthiest all the time, but I definitely would spend a lot less money and it would take me a lot less time cooking. Now, with the meal prepping, sometimes I would really love it and sometimes I really hate it because it is very time consuming. Going to the grocery store, grocery shopping, standing in line, commuting back and forth on the train with your groceries, coming back, meal prepping everything. You have to meal prep before you meal prep. You have to cut up all your vegetables, you have to clean off all your fruit, all that type of stuff, cooking it, packing up, and then cleaning up after. Oh my God, it would be my entire Sundays. My entire Sundays were spent meal prepping. Like this Sunday, I'm not meal prepping because I'm going to brunch with my homegirl. I'm making a choice, right? And I'm like, it's gonna be annoying during the week because I'm gonna have to figure out how to eat healthy without having anything meal prep. But I know that if I want to meal prep on Sunday, I can't go out with my homegirl. So there's like a commitment there too. And I'm just standing up on my feet the entire time trying to get this meal cooked, right? And I have a galley kitchen, so I don't have a ton of counter space, so that was also hard, but also like filming myself doing it. So there would be moments where I like really hated having the meal prep, but then there would be moments where I like really enjoyed cooking. This was probably the most I've cooked in like many years, probably since before the pandemic, learning all these different meals that I really enjoy and just kind of finding my place. And honestly, it was just really helpful to me to make sure I was like being very conscious of what I was eating and how much I was eating. You can really see, like if you watch my vlogs, how much smaller my portions got as the 75 days went along, because I realized I didn't need as much food to feel full. Yeah. Another part of my diet was like lowering my alcohol intake by a lot. Not because I had an issue, but I definitely am a social drinker. I stopped drinking like in my house during the pandemic because I didn't want to become an alcoholic. So I don't really have like bottles of liquor in my house. I have wine here and there. The most I have in my house is champagne because I definitely am a champagne drinker. But I started the 75 hard journey doing dry January. So that was a good way to kind of just like reset. And I like didn't enjoy dry January because if I want to have a drink, I want to have a drink, right? Like I did it, but like it's not something I'll ever do again. But I will say this, you cannot drink heavily and lose weight. It is just not a thing. And I know we want to believe that we can eat whatever we want and drink whatever we want and put whatever we want in our body and lose weight, but that's just not possible. You have to give up some of those things in order to lose weight. So now let's talk about what was hard about 75 hard. And honestly, I think the hardest thing was not believing in myself that I could actually do it, since I didn't do 75 hard and since I did 75 soft. Had I believed in myself, I think I would have seen even more results when it came to my weight loss, but I just didn't, you know what I mean? Because I had been so inconsistent in the past. I knew that was a habit of mine. I didn't think that I could really stick to it, but I definitely proved myself wrong, and I'm very proud of myself for doing so, because sometimes you don't think when you're a certain age that you can make true lifestyle changes, but I genuinely feel like I have made a lifestyle change. I am a gym girly now. I am in the gym every day, working out, eating healthy, eating clean, drinking my water, getting my steps in, closing my rings, and being the best version of myself when it comes to my body and my health. And I love that for me. Another thing that was like really hard was like maintaining my diet and my regimen outside of the safety of my household. So what I mean by that is like when I started 75 hard, we were like just now getting back from the holidays. There were some like storms or this and that. It was the inauguration, things that allowed me to work from home a lot more often than I would have done. And so a lot of my first few days doing the challenge was just being at home. And so I could control working out and eating breakfast and doing my meal prep and having my snacks and doing things that felt very disciplined. But once I had to like go back into the office consistently, there were all of these like these things that were testing me. It was all of these tests everywhere. There were snacks, gummy bears and fruit snacks and chips and cookies and someone bringing this sweet treat in and this sweet treat in. And sweets are my vice. Like it was very hard to give up my sweets. Richmond in particular, where my girlfriend lives, was really hard because that was when I would kind of like eat the worst. I would always be ordering Uber Eats. I'd be going to Zaxby's. I'd be going to ice cream places because there are a lot of food places in Richmond that don't exist in DC that I would want to enjoy. So like Mellow Mushroom, I would eat a whole medium pizza to myself, like with no concern. And so going there and breaking the habit of like pulling out my phone to order food and eating all the like unhealthy snacks. Every time I would go to my house, my partner would usually have all of my favorite snacks for me, the cookies and the ice cream and the candy and the popcorn. I had to stop all that. I would actually have to bring my meal prep with me on the train to ensure that I ate healthy. And that was like a sacrifice I had to make, right? So what will my fitness journey look like now that 75 days are over? Because like I said, this wasn't just for me to lose weight. This was for me to make a lifestyle change, and a lifestyle change that I could maintain after 75 days ended. And so I will continue basically doing exactly what I was doing during the 75 days. I'm not going to be changing much. Now, I will be decreasing my workouts from 7 days a week to 6 days a week because I don't want to burn myself out. There's going to be a lot happening in April and May where I might not be able to work out every day, and that needs to be okay because I have to move. And then May is just so busy. It's Pride Month. We have World Pride in June. I'm thinking about going to New York Pride. It's the summertime. I'll probably be vacationing. I have work trips. Like, it's going to be a lot going on. So 7 days a week might not be doable, but 5 to 6 is more doable. So if I have to do 5 or if I have to do 6, that is okay. I plan to maintain the same diet, so I will continue to meal prep on Sundays, except for this Sunday because I am going to brunch. But I plan to still meal prep. I plan to continue to portion control. I don't want to count calories just yet, but I do want to be more conscious of my calories to make sure I'm getting enough protein as I need and to make sure I'm getting all the right good healthy food. So I found this TikTok about a guy who helps you kind of calculate your calorie intake and how you can kind of maintain it without having to count and weigh your food. So that's kind of my plan, is to get into that now that the 75 days are over, because it's working and I want it to continue to work for me. And I do plan to do 75 hard again in totality, where I'm actually doing the 2 workouts a day. It will be the summertime and I can do a 45-minute walk versus a 45-minute workout. My schedule, I don't do anything when I come home. So there's a reason why I can't get a workout in. I have some homegirls who are also super into the gym and who also have been doing 75 hard. So I also have people I can work out with. And so after I move next month, and I will make a video about that because I can't believe I'm moving again, and I wrap up with Pride Month, May and June, I will be starting 75 hard again. I'm really excited about it because I think that I'm going to see such a change in my body and again in my lifestyle. I'm a gym girly. It's kind of wild, and I'm interested to see how much more weight I will lose. So my long-term goal is to lose at least 50 pounds. Losing 50 pounds actually takes me under 200 pounds. But I am going to be conscious of it. Like if I feel like I'm losing too much weight, I will stop to just maintain. And so my next short-term goal is to lose another 15 pounds. So that will take me to a 25-pound weight loss, and I will just kind of take stock of like, okay, how does my body look? How do I feel? I have a big head. I don't want to look like a bobblehead with a super skinny body and a big old head. I do want to gain muscle in certain places. Like I would like to gain more muscle in my butt so it can be a little bit more plump, muscular but plump. I want to gain some muscle in my arms and tone my arms a little bit more. So that will actually make the weight fluctuate. So when I hit 25 pounds of a weight loss, I'm going to take a moment and say, okay, what more do I need? Do I just need to make it 30? Do I just need to make it 40? Or should I go the whole 50? I'll end this video by saying, if you've been thinking about doing 75 hard, but you've seen the TikTok videos and the Instagram reels about how hard the challenge is and like people giving up on it, do not let that deter you, because I was you. When I started this, I did not think I could do it. I did not believe in myself. I did not give myself a chance. But now look at me. I completed it. I'm 10 pounds lighter. I have such a different perspective around my health and my wellness. I'm a gym girly now, and I'm a much better person for it. I am so happy that I did this and that I completed this, because I needed this. I needed to prove to myself that I could lose the weight and maintain the regimen that I created for myself, because now I'm going to be able to work to getting to my dream body. Not society's dream body, but my dream body. And that is the most important thing. So I hope that those of you who have joined me on this journey, who watch my weekly vlogs, really found some inspiration. I appreciate y'all support and y'all love. And make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on this video. And I will see y'all next time.